Many supplements on the market are hard to absorb or packed with fillers, but that's not the case with Quicksilver Scientific. Quicksilver Scientific is a U.S.-based company that manufactures advanced liposomal supplements, making nutrients easier for your body to absorb and put to work quickly. Made in Colorado in an NSF GMP certified facility and rigorously tested, this is science-first supplementation. After adding ultravitamin into my routine, recovery feels faster and I don't hit that midday crash anymore. Trusted worldwide for supplements that truly make a difference in performance, resilience, and well-being. Quicksilver Scientific makes advanced liposomal supplements so you can actually feel the difference. Energy, focus, calm, recovery. Get 10% off plus free shipping at tryqs.com/podcast. That's tryqs.com/podcast. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Kelly Clarkson with Wayfair. My favorite thing about the holidays? Decking out my whole house. It's not a competition, but if it was, well, I'd win the season with Wayfair. Outdoor inflatable Santa? Got it on Wayfair. Trees, lights, and ornaments? Wayfair. Hosting must-haves like dining sets, beds, sheets, and towels? Wayfair. For everything in your style delivered with fast and free shipping, visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app to win the season. But again, it's not a competition.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Hello, kitties. This is yours truly, the Crypt Keeper, and you're listening to Slasher Radio.
Welcome to Slasher Radio. The host Mikey Bones, Rob Humphrey, and Kat Valor. What's happening, guys?
Hello.
We have another big episode for you guys this week. I just wanted to say before we get into it, we have Nathan Baesel. Leslie Vernon is how everybody will know him from Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. But real quick, last week when we had Vincente DeSanti on, we got really good feedback from that.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people.
I didn't see all of the comments, but it looked like people were excited about the interview.
Where were you guys seeing comments? I didn't see anything.
Twitter,
yeah, there were a couple. Chris loved it. I feel like a lot of, because Vince got very in depth about a lot of different things, but I feel like a lot of interviews where, because like I like to listen to stuff too when all the people from these movies we love and creating them, and even the roles are, I like listening to that stuff and what they have to say. And sometimes it's kind of like with Nathan, where we just kind of bounced around and had, a great conversation about a lot of different things. But with Vince, he got so in depth about so much stuff. And it was just, I kind of forget how nice that is sometimes.
Yeah, it is nice. Yeah.
So I just wanted to shout everybody out for those videos are up on YouTube by the time this comes out. We're going to put them out in pieces. So a lot, because apparently the attention span of people today, especially a younger generation, non-existent. So it will be out in pieces for everybody. Hope you're happy. But we do have a lot of stuff to get to this week. We will be joined by Nathan shortly. We do have Drink Roll Call that we're about to get through. We do have a text message that Ghostface is going to be sharing with us. And at the end of the episode, we will be ranking our top 5 favorite meta horror movies. So that'll be interesting as well.
I'm really interested to see if Rob remembered to do his list of meta horror movies.
Did you, Rob?
I don't know what you're talking. Of course I did.
Get off of Google. We're recording, Rob.
What am I drinking? I'm drinking Cheerwine.
Okay. All right. I have cranberry and vodka. My favorite drink, probably.
All right.
I also have a cranberry drink. I sniped a drink. I sniped a Chris drink from someone else this week. A couple weeks, about a month ago now, I made a Chris drink that had absinthe in it, which stuck me with a full bottle of absinthe because they apparently don't sell small bottles of that stuff. So I've been on the lookout for ways to drink absinthe that don't require me to keep buying champagne. And Chris this week threatened someone else, I believe a game developer, with a "you were warned," which is absinthe, ginger beer, and cranberry juice. I don't have ginger beer. I used ginger ale. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure where to acquire ginger beer. But yeah, so I'm having one of those. It tastes like absinthe, I'm not gonna lie. But out of the absinthe drinks that I've had, I do think this is my favorite one.
Well, you can pick up ginger beer at most grocery stores, Kat. It's pretty easy to come by.
All right, well,
yeah, I use it for
I had
Moscow
ginger ale
mules.
in the house, so
Yeah,
Fair enough.
I think I've still got a can in the refrigerator. Actually, yeah, I use it for Moscow mules.
Oh, before we go any further, we'll get to the text message in a second. We do have a new addition to the Patreon that we would like to say thank you for. Unfortunately, it is Agatha, as I like to call her. Her name is Aggie. She did join the Patreon.
God damn it, you want an or?
She does have a button already. Previously, Aggie is a friend of mine, but she is supporting the show, which is great, and Rob's as well.
Yeah, oh yeah, Aggie's wonderful. And Aggie, you just let us know when you want to come on the show, and we'll set it up.
Aggie's banned from being on the show.
I don't know. I think we both invited Aggie.
I don't think we should have. I don't think that's a good idea. I don't like that at all.
You never know until you try, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a bad idea. I don't think if you try this, so this is a bad idea. It's got bad idea written all over it.
Don't worry, Aggie, we'll make it happen.
Absolutely not.
Speaking
Aggie,
of which, never mind. I'll tell you. Remind me there's something I want to tell you after the show.
Son of a bitch. But yeah, Aggie did. She subscribed to the Get the Hose tier too. Aggie got the hose.
Look at that, getting the hose.
Woohoo.
Means you get to come on the show.
No. But yeah, it was very nice, Aggie. And for anyone else, patreon.com/radio. Tiers starting as low as $3 a month. There's a free trial on there as well too for a week. So try it out. You get an extra show every week, and you get to pick our movie topic or help pick our movie topic. We have nothing to do with it. It's amongst the patrons. 1 week out of the month. Easter egg before or after durings of the show and all that stuff too. What were you wanting to say now, Rob? I'm scared.
No, I'll tell you after the show. We'll talk about it. I talked to my brother.
Ah, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes me happy. All right. All right. So we do have a text message. I'm a little scared of this one.
Trace the call. It's coming from inside the house.
917-397-KILL. That's the 917-397-5455. You can send in a voicemail or a text message to the show. Ghostface is handling the phone, so he will read our text messages.
This, of course, also means when you call in, Ghostface has your number now.
Yeah. Yeah, be careful on that
That
one.
usually doesn't end well.
This text message is from Tasha.
Yeah, fuck. All right.
Wow. Can you believe we're on week 3 of movies filmed in Canada already?
God damn it.
Scream 6 was filmed in Quebec. I'm sure you knew that already, though, Mikey, since you love supporting our neighbors to the north. Rob, just think really hard about the fact that your favorite movie is a romance about a fish man and what that must do to poor Mrs. Rob's mom. She has to get up every morning knowing this is what her son does publicly. Kat, you're wonderful.
Okay.
Thanks, Tasha.
Hold on a second.
All right, well, Kat's not wonderful.
Thank you, Rob. Thank
Secondly,
you.
And also, my mother, she really liked The Shape of Water. That was a really good movie.
Does your mother think it's a horror movie? Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah. First and foremost, because the last few times Tasha has done this, Rob, she just throws in there something nice about Kat at the end real quick. And
I know.
We're so mad, we just forget about it. And she's getting away with it clean. That's bullshit. Come on now, Tasha.
You're friends, Mikey.
Yeah, I know. What the hell, man? We were friends first. Say something mean about Kat right now, damn it. Come on. Yeah, no, I knew that, though. We talked about Scream. I did know that about Scream 6, and I happen to not like Scream 6 very much, so that one doesn't bother me at all, Tasha. How you like that? Huh? Nana boo boo. Although I don't appreciate the whole segment. Like, we really need to stop doing this.
I encourage the segment.
She hits you every time in it, too, though.
No, not that part. Just the Canada part. I encourage. I don't encourage the taking shots at me or being nice to cat parts.
Yeah, I don't appreciate the being nice to cat part. I'll get with you on that one. So that one's unanimous. But yeah, no, man, it seems to be a group effort here where she just attacks both of us. And it's nice that, like, this is the segment. Says something, a movie that's been named in Canada, takes a shot at you, and she's nice to cat. That's the segment. It's all or none. It's all got to go.
It's impressive she does all that while stealing potatoes.
Kinda.
She's got to have hobbies.
We heard on Sexy Time with Rob, she really needs to calm down with those potatoes.
Yeah,
though,
we
honestly.
know what's happening with those potatoes.
God damn, we know how she blows through them now. Jeez. But and I thought about that too while I was editing the last episode, or whenever Tasha's last text message was. I was like, God damn, man, shit, we didn't even realize she did that shit. She did it last time too. Just nice to Cat out the door. Damn it, Cat.
Well, Cat was nice to her too in her book, and that's the thing. Cat, you know what? Horror court a Cat.
Oh shit.
For my book.
No, not for your book.
My editor in my book.
For constantly supporting people that you know I can't stand. You acknowledge her in your book. You go on this other Rob show.
There it is.
Even though you know that we're arch enemies.
Shout out to Rob Clark over at Creepy and Geeky.
Look at her go, Rob. She's doing it again.
Look at this podcast.
Right in the middle of her horror court about it.
Yeah. Well,
you're a bad friend, Kat.
Well, I am a bad friend. I'm gonna plug the podcast, but I am gonna call him out a little bit also. He had me on for another geeky episode talking about the MCU.
Yes,
Sam Raimi
stop doing those. We've talked about this. I don't like listening to the Marvel movie shit.
Well, you don't have to listen to them.
I'm a good friend and I support what you do.
I do appreciate that, Rob. And I don't know if you've listened to it yet. He threw some shade at Black Christmas. And,
oh, God damn it.
he also threw some shade at My Bloody Valentine.
Mikey,
crying out loud.
You're not a very good friend either. You still haven't kicked this guy's ass.
Well,
I'm trying now. The Bloody Valentine thing. Yeah, he's gonna get his ass kicked.
He's been trying to get me on. He has a new series that he does over on the creepy side, where the guest gets to pick a double feature. I've had some issues scheduling that because, first of all, I already did the best double feature over there where I got to talk about Tusk. But also because a lot of the movies that I've asked for have been taken recently. So it's been a difficult thing to schedule. I did suggest that I make him watch the original Black Christmas and My Bloody Valentine over again. So I'll be over there at some point, making him reconsider his life choices, because those are unacceptable movies to not.
He's gonna double down. I know he is, and I don't even know the guy, but he's gonna double down, Rob. Right?
Probably.
He doubled down about The Exorcist.
Yeah.
A lot.
Guy's running up a bill.
I know.
God damn.
It's out of control.
I do like the double feature thing he does, though. I just heard he did one on Raw and The Menu. Or not Raw, Fresh.
Yeah, that was one. I hadn't requested that exact double feature, but I had requested both The Menu and Fresh. So, but one day I'm trying to move back over to the creepy side of that.
Yeah,
podcast.
Get away from that. I don't want to listen to these comic book movie bullshit.
Although they do call Multiverse of Madness the horror movie of the MCU.
I don't care. I didn't see it. I told you I'm done with Marvel. I just couldn't do it. I love Sam Raimi, but I don't give a fuck. I couldn't.
It's a lot.
You feel better now, Rob? Got that
a little
out?
bit. A little bit.
Yeah.
The thing is, he seems like a nice guy, and then he talks.
That's the thing, is that it's hard to stay mad at him because he has these terrible, terrible takes, and I get all worked up over at it, and then I scream at him about them, and then he just kind of laughs it off. It's like, I don't know what to do with that. I don't know where to direct this anger. Like the Exorcist thing, I told him he was banned from Slasher Radio because of the Exorcist thing, and that we were all mad at him, and he just kind of laughed, and he's like, I didn't think it was that bad, and it's like, what?
See, you don't care. Look at him.
What kind of a take is that to not think The Exorcist is that bad? Like, I can't even. How do you respond to that?
Yeah.
You kick his ass.
God
damn.
Anyway, I just had to get that out there. Cat is
All right.
just the worst.
Not according to Tasha, apparently. All right, so that's the end of that. All right, we are going to kick you guys over to our discussion with Nathan.
Didn't we forget something? I feel like we forgot something.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Do I gotta hit my button?
Want to hit the button?
I'm all comfortable over here, lean back on my chair.
Crazy idiot! Get the fuck out of here! You! Go ahead, go back to turning tricks at old folk and you pain in the ass!
This is the Gabaguli Mystery Corner, where our listeners anonymously send in Italian memes making fun of me for being Italian. There's no horror tie-in here. This is just what they do. I don't know why. The memes go up on Patreon. We describe them on the show the best we can because some of them are a little funky.
Oh, I think you'll like this one, Mikey.
Yeah, Mikey, you've had kind of a rough string of them. We had to get a gross one out of the way recently. You didn't like the customized one. This one I feel like you're going to support.
I think so too.
You know what? Yeah. I mean, I can't get mad at this one at all. Actually, the meme is I ordered pineapple pizza from an authentic Italian restaurant. First of all, an authentic Italian restaurant should not offer, sell anything unless this is the bit. Then I'm all for it. They shouldn't even have pineapples in the building. But if this is their plan, then that's a hell of a deal. But he said he ordered a pizza from an authentic restaurant, Italian restaurant, and this is what they got. And it's a pizza in a box, and in pineapples on it, it says, "Fuck you." That's beautiful.
Yeah, that's good.
That is a beautiful thing.
That's good. I think we can all rally behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But see, like something like this, why wouldn't anybody want credit for this? This is a great thing.
And actually, I obviously can't say who sent me this meme, but I can give some credit to this meme for Rob. Because I knew for a fact I was not going to beat the audio clip that Rob sent us this week of the Italian accent true crime debacle. So this seemed like a really great week to be nice to Mikey.
So wait, you mean to tell me there's memes in there that are nice to me? And I get the shit that I get? There's more of these in there? Why don't I get these more often? What the fuck?
Here's the thing is that sometimes it's like a scale, right? Where like this one I knew was going to be nice to you. Sometimes I genuinely don't know. There have been a few that I thought you were going to rally behind that you have just not appreciated. Like the Italian one. I thought we were all going to be behind that and you were not amused.
Oh,
it happens sometimes.
No, I don't like that at all. This is actually like defending us. Like you shouldn't be ordering a pizza with pineapple on it. That is just a despicable, disrespectful thing. Allie, that goes for you. She's the only one that I know that likes pineapple on pizza. The only one. No, there's one.
That's just wrong.
It's wrong, right?
Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Now Cat's being nice to you. Cat's nice to everybody but me, apparently.
I gave you credit for the better Gabaguli mystery meme we got this week.
Cat ain't that nice to me either.
Priceless.
That was funny, that clip I sent you, though. It was an Australian guy doing an Italian accent. That was hilarious.
Was not funny.
That's good.
Not funny. Wonder if that's how they feel when we say oi.
Probably. Maybe that's why he did it. I don't know.
That's why he did it.
I'm going to continue to say oi, so we got a problem here then, I guess. But all right. We're going to kick you guys over to our discussion with Nathan Baesel, Leslie Vernon. We talk a lot of Behind the Mask of Leslie Vernon. A lot of Robert Englund stuff comes up. Great discussion, great guest, and I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll be back with our top 5 meta horror movies on the other side.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Kelly Clarkson with Wayfair. My favorite thing about the holidays? Decking out my whole house. It's not a competition, but if it was, well, I'd win the season with Wayfair. Outdoor inflatable Santa? Got it on Wayfair. Trees, lights, and ornaments? Wayfair. Hosting must-haves like dining sets, beds, sheets, and towels? Wayfair. For everything in your style delivered with fast and free shipping, visit wayfair.com or the Wayfair app to win the season. But again, it's not a competition.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Thank you for joining us, man. We appreciate it. We are joined by Nathan Baesel. I have a bunch of things I want to get into with you, sir, but I want to start with just a little bit of fact checking because I did a little research on your career, and IMDb shows that your first acting role was in 2003. Is that correct?
My first professional SAG acting role, yes.
Ah, okay. So, and that's why I was curious because
no,
okay.
No, I did a commercial in 2000. Does that count? A Nintendo Game Boy commercial?
Since it's Nintendo, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if IMDb counts those though. Also, when you do a Nintendo Game Boy commercial, do you get a free Game Boy?
No, you don't.
Unbelievable.
Oh, that's bullshit. Yeah.
You'd think it's just built into the contract, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would think so.
Nope.
But that's why I asked, because it was hard for me to believe that, because, you know, the roles I've seen you in, you seem so polished, and I know you're an acting teacher, and usually when you see that level of acting, it's, you know, you just have like this long list of roles. And what drew you into professional acting? And I know, like I said, I know you're a teacher for acting as well. What was that transition like? What made you draw into professional, you know, SAG acting?
That was just the trajectory that I was on, and I had gone to schools, and I was training, and I was getting great training, and then I was ready for a career, and I went out into the world and careered, and yeah, as you noted, I at a certain point stopped careering, and I went into a different career, and right. I've been teaching acting largely for the last 10 years, and I really haven't looked back on my acting career, to be honest. I don't miss doing the work, frankly, because the work that I'm doing now has been so much more interesting, frankly, and a lot more rewarding. Because it's not about me. It's about, you know, work and helping other people to, you know, get their thing in gear.
Nice. Yeah, and then you kind of stole my next question because, you know, looking through, you're not super active, which, you know, like you had like Leslie Vernon, which obviously we're going to be talking about, and, you know, a bunch of other big titles that you were in. And you just, you know, you would think that with that opportunity, you know, you usually see actors sticking with it. But, you know,
I hear
that
what
is
you're
inspiring.
saying, Mike. I hear the question that you're asking. The question that you're asking is, what the frick were you doing? Why'd you walk away?
but I love the answer.
Politely.
It feels like you're trying to find the really polite way of wondering, like, what the heck, dude?
No, you told me already, and I love it. You know, being able to mold others. I mean, that's got to be so much more satisfying, and I respect the hell out of that. That's great.
Well, I'll be honest. There was a big part of the career that I was just not cut out for. Frankly, the financial part of it, I never learned how to work a budget and to raise a family on an actor's budget. It was not in my wheelhouse, and so I had to get something that was steady. And from the time that I got my first 9-to-5 job, I never looked back because I realized how valuable stability was for me. And it was something I never had as an actor. But it's just something I know about myself. I really need, maybe I'll get better about it, but I know that I need that. I need to be financially stable, or I just can't live a life that I feel like I'm thriving in.
Right.
An actor's life is not for me, is basically what I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes total sense. And I've heard that before. So that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It seems like earlier on you had a lot of, or even primarily, you did a lot of TV acting, and IMDb shows Behind the Mask being your first film role. That's a big switch in a lot of different things. What made you take on that role? Was there anything about it particularly that grabbed you?
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything grabbed me. Everything about it was grabby. It was very sticky. And it was a page turner of a script. It was so clean. And it's rare that you read a script that feels like not only is it mathematically designed well, there's great payoff. Everything that has been built into it has been built in intentionally so that it will pay off. And it was just so much thought had been put into making a script that was so interesting that it felt for me like all I had to do was just say the words. And if I get that job, if I get to be the guy who's picked to just say these words, then I get to go on a ride that's really cool and that I get all the benefit of without really having to do a whole lot of the work.
And it's did you see it sounds like you've seen it, but did you, because we hear a lot of times people get involved in projects and film, and it was just supposed to be whatever it was supposed to be, and it turned into such a big thing like Behind the Mask has. Did you seen that in it before you took the role?
It felt like the kind of movie that sold itself. Like the script was just so solid, the idea sold itself, and so really all we had to do was get out of the way. And if you could be on board of such a thing that already had so much going for it, and just be one of the people who's contributing to it and manage to not screw it up, there's a chance that this could be a really cool thing. And it turned out to be a really cool thing. It turned out to be less of a splash than we were hoping to make, but that has only I think endeared it to a community of people that get a special value out of I don't know, having a little gem in your pocket.
Yeah, it is a movie that I think is found its audience and continues to grow that audience. Like, I don't know anyone who's watched Behind the Mask and not come away absolutely loving it.
Oh, I know a lot of people.
Really?
Really?
I don't know if I've talked to anybody who doesn't absolutely love the movie.
No, you haven't, but in my position, I get to hear.
Oh, well, yeah.
Really not really favorable opinions about it at all. And then they made it very clear to me that they do not care at all for it.
And it's a great movie as a calling card for you now as an acting teacher, because you go from being so charming and funny in the first half of that movie to just downright scary and creepy in the second half.
Yeah, you get to cover a lot of ground, right?
Yeah, like I see that and I go, if I want to learn how to act, that's the guy I want to learn from.
Yeah, not bad. I should figure out how to monetize that as my my acting promo.
And that was a question that I had for you. I guess we might as well. I'll just ask you now. We call it, because we bring that up on the show a lot. Whenever Behind the Mask comes up, we call it the switch. And there's a certain moment in that movie where there's a switch and you go from being, playful and fun and throughout most of it, and that switch hits and you're a completely different character. What is it like as an actor being able to do that with the same character within the same role? Are there restraints that you need to keep from the first character, the first emotion that you're showing? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, I guess it is a kind of I don't know, there's maybe some pacing or something like that to manage, but for me it always felt like it was a pretty clear turn that happens. I think when they were going through if you read the script, I think you get very much a sense of the menace of the character.
Yeah.
And what they allowed me to lean into by casting me was the opportunity for it to be lighter than even they had thought it might be, which brought into it an almost waiting for Guffman-y quality to it that they hadn't really seen, but the humor just worked for them, and so they allowed me to lean into not making him a bad guy, because he doesn't have to be a bad guy. He doesn't have to be somebody who. It felt to me like the reason why Hannibal Lecter's a fascinating character is because he doesn't give a shit what you think of him. He's gonna. He's right. He does not apologize for doing what he does and being who he is. There's nothing to apologize for. You're a fool to even expect him to think of himself in those terms, you know? And so it just felt like for Leslie Vernon, there was the possibility of being somebody who didn't have to project menace, because why? What will be, and you'll either be in the way or you won't.
Yeah,
I love that.
I don't feel like the character ever really changes. I think maybe our perspective or the way that we view the character as an audience changes, but I think it's pretty much solid and consistent throughout. It's a remarkable
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah, well, you get the opportunity to see somebody doing something really horrible, but who sees what they're doing and explains very eloquently that what they're doing is not a menace to society, but a benefit. And if you can almost get the audience on your side with that argument, then you've won the war, because when he puts the mask on and starts doing what he does, then now the audience is indicted along with all the other people in the movie.
And you do, because you have moments where you feel bad for Leslie Vernon, and it's such an emotional roller coaster that the script, obviously, movies aren't much without scripts. That's absolutely true. But you need a performance to be able to pull that and tie that all together and make the audience believe and feel those things. And we don't see the villain on screen as often as you were, which I always thought was interesting about the film as well, because you're a flat out main character in the film, and Freddy, Jason, they pop up and do their thing and they have big moments, but we don't see them throughout the film the way you were. Was that difficult as well?
Oh man, it was amazing. You were asking, this being your first film, what was that, experience? And I mean, I had more screen time than most actors ever get in any movie they've ever done.
Yeah.
Ever. In one film, in my first film, I got to be the mask on slasher who gets tons of 35 millimeter camera time. As much as a slasher gets. And in the same film, the other 70% of it, I got to be a goofing around maniac in docu style. And I got to be on screen, like in both forms. What an education.
And we talked about it a couple times now, but this comes up on the show a lot too, and even just discussion throughout our listeners. The mask itself, it's such almost a polarizing opinion on the mask, and you have so many people saying so many different things. What are
they saying? What do they say? What do you hear? What's the hubbub? What's the scuttlebutt? What's the water cooler talk?
All different angles of it.
Yeah.
Some people say it's great. Some people say it's horrible. Some people say it's really one of the creepiest masks you can find because of how different it is. Some people say it's silly. That's what I love about it so much, is all the different opinions on what one thing can bring. And a mask is important, when you go into the slasher genre. And this is so different than anything we've ever seen. We've seen a million sacks on people's heads, and like you guys really made something different. What was it? What were you involved in the creative process at all with the mask? What was the process of what you guys ended up coming up with?
I remember Larry Day was our designer, and I remember being in his place. We were looking over what the design was. The way the shoot was structured, we were doing most of the docu-style stuff the first couple of weeks of shooting, 2 or 3 weeks of shooting, and then we were going to do the majority of our 35 millimeter stuff at the tail end of the shoot. And so we'd already started working and been working for a while before we had really any designs to look at for the character. And but I remember being, looking out on a display of some different kind of mask suggestions and sketch designs. And it felt like where things were starting, and where it ended up was not too far from where it started, which was a kind of suggestion of an embryonic kind of idea that the boy, the Leslie Vernon, was raised by monsters, horrible people, and he was innocent and thrown over the falls, and turtles picked his bones clean and all that stuff. This innocent boy who'd been misused and abused, and so they wanted to represent his innocence with something that suggested, I don't know, maybe like a doll's mask or something like that. So yeah, that's what they went with, and that's what they ended with. And it ended up looking, I don't know, masks, but it looked cool to me.
Yeah, I've always been a fan, because it's, like I said, it's so different. We don't see anything like that in any other movie, and it kind of gets repetitive with a lot of these villains and a lot of these movies.
I think that explanation is really interesting. Was there ever any discussion of having any kind of conversation about that mask in the movie, which is called Behind the Mask and is a documentary about these behind the scenes things? Was there talk of bringing that up?
No. The like I said, the script was really tight, and everything was pretty locked in from the beginning. I know it has the movie has kind of an improvisational feel, but I think that sense is even instilled in the script, and we really didn't improv too much on the film we didn't have to, in order to give it a kind of, real quality to the documentary stuff.
So not a lot of deleted scenes or anything hanging out there.
No. We there was one big, massive deleted scene. I mean, it's kind of crazy in a way. You read the script and it ends that the ending of our movie is not the ending of the movie. The ending of the movie that was intended and that we shot in the downtown Portland courthouse, public courthouse. We shot the final scene of Behind the Mask, which was Taylor Gentry is on trial, and she is being supported by Doc Halloran and the one surviving member of her crew. And the townspeople are enraged, and they want somebody to blame, and she's the person, and she's on trial. And the townspeople, behind her, and Doc Halloran is brought in to testify, and they have a live feed from the morgue, where Doc Halloran's argument that he's not alive. You people are fools. He's not dead. You people are fools to think that he's dead and gone. He's planned all of this, and he needs an audience. He's done everything that he's done for you to do what you're doing right now. And you can imagine Robert Englund. He's working himself up into a fury so that the security guards are, the bailiff is taking him out. They're dragging him out of the courtroom, and he's screaming at the top of his lungs, "He needs an audience!" And they throw him out of the courtroom, and order in the court. We will have order here. And they go to the live feed where Leslie Vernon on a gurney has been brought in and has executed the mortician guy, and it does a swipe at the feed to the TV, closed circuit TV feed, and that's the end of the movie.
Why didn't we get that?
Why didn't we get that?
That's so good. Why didn't...
That sounds amazing.
Isn't it cool? Why didn't we get that? Well, I'll tell you, we didn't get that because even though we shot it, We just didn't have enough people in the courtroom to pull it off. We needed a full courtroom of incensed townspeople, right? We needed torches burning and pitchforks, and we needed a whole lot of motion. What we ended up having to do was move a group of, I don't know, maybe it was 12 people on the day, people around to different, whenever we were setting up a new shot, we had to set the exact same group of people in the background and arrange them in such a way so that it looked like there was a bunch of people there. It was crazy. We were fried. Everything was fried. Everybody was burned out, and we just didn't have the resources in place to pull it off. It didn't look good. It didn't end up making us look good, and they found a way to wrap it up that it's pretty good. I mean, if you've got to lose an entire scene because you just can't pull it off right, the way that they figured out how to button it up by ending Blackout with Robert and Taylor, and then your roll credits, and then you've got Leslie Vernon sitting up in slow motion. I mean, that's your end of credit little bump there that everybody digs that.
And there's something to be said about having the I don't know, maybe even common sense. It should be that if you can't do it right, don't put it out there, because the film is damn near perfect as is. What we got, and maybe if that was put out, it would have looked back and been like, oh, they ruined it in the end because of, not being able to pull it off. So there is something to be said about keeping the integrity maybe of what you guys are doing.
Yeah. On the other hand, I did learn though that there's stuff that some people are turned off by some of the low rent. Right. I mean, we were a super indie budget type deal. And, if an effects gag wasn't ready, it didn't matter. We couldn't push. We had to execute. We had to shoot this scene so that we could move on to the next setup. Right. We just had to get stuff done. And so there were gags that didn't work out. Effects gags that just weren't the kind of, we wanted it to be as gory as a lot of horror fans want the movie to be, but we just weren't able to pull it off. And so a lot of what ended up making the screen were workarounds from gags that we couldn't execute cleanly on the day. And it was a lot of editing tricks and whatnot, but you know what I ended up appreciating in the end was that the movies that we're emulating, the movies that we're celebrating in Behind the Mask, they were working on the exact same constraints. And their gags and their fixes for gags that weren't ready on the day, it's tonally consistent. So it didn't end up hurting us in the end.
No, and I also think the difference between Behind the Mask and a lot of low budget horror movies that we see is that when you guys have to use editing tricks or workarounds in that film, you can't really tell when you're watching it.
Well, hopefully, but sometimes it's a goof. Sometimes it's like for the scene where the post hole digger scene, we were supposed to have a close up of a still beating heart in a chest cavity. And, connected to wires and pulsing thing and blood squirting and the whole deal. And it just wasn't ready. Well, we got to shoot this thing. So what are we going to do? Right. We get a beef heart or a pig heart or whatever it ended up being and squirt some fake blood on it. And the actor will hold it in his hand and we shoot the post hole digging scene from like way, 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 way wide. And landed on the other side of the actor, and hopefully it'll look like it went into his chest, and then we'll do a close-up of this meat in a post-hole digger with blood dripping off of it, drop it into his hand, boom, you got your shot. And that's just what you got to do to make it work.
And that's the fun stuff. Hearing that stuff to me is just awesome. And like you said, all the films that you guys were celebrating Friday the 13th, we hear endless stuff of what went wrong and kind of the magic it created. And I think stuff like that is kind of what creates the greats in a way, is just getting out there and figuring out how to get shit done at the end of the day.
Oh man, there's never an end to problems, and it ends up becoming just like problem solving. And I think we were really fortunate that we had a group of people that were unified by this idea of like we got something really cool here, and as long as everybody does their job and nobody's dead weight here, we should be able to pull off something cool. And I think that was a pretty good thing to rally behind.
You mentioned earlier the two sort of different styles that you guys shot, the documentary style stuff first and then went to the 35 millimeter stuff later. As an actor, is there any sort of adjustment that you have to make when that's happening? I mean, it's being shot in two different ways. Does that throw you off in any way?
Yeah, well, it would, except that all of my stuff on film was mask on. Well, with one exception. So I didn't have to care about the camera. I didn't have to be concerned about the camera at all.
Right.
It was just mask on work is just like another state of mind,
Mm-hmm.
And it's just about doing a job. The mask off stuff was all easy peasy. I think it would have been really tricky for me if I had mask off work to do on film, because I don't know that I had I think that's where my lack of camera time would have really hurt me in that film if I had mask off film work. I don't know that I would have been really, I don't know, equipped for that.
Yeah. Do you what was it like? I mean, so here you are, your first film and everything, and there's Robert Englund. How was it like? What was it like working with that guy?
Have you ever met him?
No, I have not.
Have you ever met him, Mike or Kat?
Nope.
No.
Oh man, what a treat! You got to give yourself a treat sometime. You got to wait. You got to be one of the poor saps who waits in line around the corner of a convention.
Yeah.
So that you can meet him sometime. He'll give you the time of day. I promise. No matter where you stand in line. Yeah, he's just something else. He's a dynamo, and he brought that dynamism to the set, and we were really honored to have him, not just because he was an experienced actor. His experience is just incredible, but what we knew he was gifting us through his being involved in the movie was that people wouldn't necessarily make connections between his most famous role and the characters that we're literally referencing in our movie. He's one of those people that we're talking about, that we're emulating and that we're suggesting. Yeah. And so by him giving us his stamp of approval, it felt like he was elevating us simply through his presence to a whole different stratosphere.
Oh yeah. And it almost tricks the viewer in a way, because like you said, you guys were very low budget and Robert Englund's in it. And I remember, the first time I seen Behind the Mask, I was just looking for something to watch, and I stumbled across it years and years ago, and that was my exact reaction. Oh shit, Robert Englund's in this? Hell yeah. And then, you sit and you watch it and you appreciate it for a million other things. But yeah, him being there means so much right out of the gate.
Yeah, he's one of the big O shits. Scott Wilson is an O shit. Zelda
Yeah.
Rubinstein is an oh shit.
Yeah.
And then, we for people who are horror fans, they'll recognize a Kane Hodder. There'll be a big oh shit to that one. There was just a lot of uh elevated levels of oh shitness throughout the movie, and that was all intentionally done to give horror fans and like an increasingly amplifying level of oh shit from watching the movie.
And are you a horror fan yourself?
I am.
Nice.
I'm late in my appreciation, and it was Behind the Mask that was responsible for really, making me feel the kind of sense of obligation that I needed to kind of figure out what I'm talking about, because the script was so good that I didn't need to know a whole lot about horror movies.
Right.
I just needed to say the words. I did a little bit of research, and I'd seen a bunch of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So I was totally familiar with Robert and Freddie. But yeah, I had a lot of learning to do, and that was a lot of homework. And fortunately, I had a couple of boys who were interested in watching Svengoolie with me on Saturday nights, and so we spent our time on Saturday nights when they were growing up, catching up on a lot of horror history, and that was a great education.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that kind of ties into my next question, and it's from a friend of our show, listener of our show, and we had mentioned that we were going to have you on, and his name is Will, and he is a huge Leslie Vernon fan. Huge.
All right, Will.
Yeah, and
bring it, Will.
He has a pretty cool nickname on the show. We call him Will the Thrill, so that's pretty badass.
Yeah, thrill me, Will.
Yep.
Thrill me.
What do you got, Will? Thrill me.
He wants to know, and I never thought of this until he brought it up, but he wants to know if you would ever be interested in playing Freddy Krueger. And I never really tied it together of how you really you would be great in that role. Is that anything you've ever thought of? Would you take it if it came your way?
Boy, that's a good one. Will, you thrilled me. I don't know which way I would go on that, because it feels like, on the one hand, what would a neat acting challenge would that be? But on the other hand, it feels like any attempts that have been made for anybody but Robert Englund to be Freddy Krueger have been reviled. And I just don't know that I would want to be the lightning rod for so much ire.
Well, hang on. You don't have to be better than Robert Englund. You just have to be better than the last guy that made everyone mad for not being Robert Englund.
Yeah. No, you're right. So, but yeah, that would just be a really hard obstacle to overcome, I would think, is people's inclination to, I don't know, be very careful about how the franchise is managed, let's say.
Yeah. Yeah, and we see so many kind of a side note, I guess, but it's very true to what you're saying. So many of the old movies are coming back, and there's no Nightmare on Elm Street, and there's really no holdup other than they don't know what the hell to do, because they don't have Robert Englund do it anymore, and people get pissed every time it's not him,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I I'm not one of the geniuses that figure out how to square that circle, but I do feel like what would be really interesting to do with that character. There's just so many interesting things that you could do with that character, so it feels like if you were interested in exploring a character with complexity, maybe a disturbing level of complexity, then there's just so many possibilities there. Yeah, you'd have to have yourself an actor who could do some really heavy lifting with depth of character,
since you've worked with him, and I just thought of this now as you were talking, you worked with Robert Englund, obviously many years ago. He's 76 years of age right now, and everyone's begging him to do it again. He's gone back and forth for years over he would do it, he wouldn't do it, he would, and he most recently said he would not. Do you think he would have one more go if they did, they gave us a Freddy that was a little more toned down and did the other things right? You think he would have one more go as Freddy Krueger?
I don't know. I don't know that I know him well enough to know what his calculus would be, but I do know that he truly respects the character and the franchise and and the fandom that it's created for him, frankly. And because of the fandom, he doesn't need the money. And I think we should all be so grateful that he has managed his finances so well, because he's not snapping up whatever the low-hanging fruit is for new iterations or whatever offers they would be making. I think he can afford to hold out for something that would be super cool. And I don't know that he would ultimately want to walk away from an opportunity that would allow him to do some serious acting. And so when I talk about you know, a Freddy Krueger that has depth and complexity, Robert Englund is that guy.
Yes.
He could absolutely do that. He's got so much chops. This guy is a Rolodex, a mental Rolodex of actors, of acting. He's seen everybody do everything. He goes and sees live theater all of the time. He sees all of the movies. He has such a respect and so much training for acting that if anybody was gonna, you know, give meat to Freddy's bones, I would think Robert would be the guy to tap for that.
Yeah, I agree. Even though he's probably yelling, "Everybody, leave me alone" about it.
Oh, probably, yeah, probably. But you know, I also know that the guy's a dynamo. He's go, and you know, I can't imagine him not getting turned on by the idea of it, at least.
Talking about Robert Englund wishing people would leave him alone about being Freddy. Do you ever reach a point where you wish people would quit asking you about Leslie Vernon? Like, is it just you're kind of like, yeah, I did that and that's great, but now I'm doing this other thing, and you know, can we talk about that? So, like, I don't know how I would feel, I guess, if I was constantly asked about one thing that I did over and over again, you know?
And if the answer is yes, we apologize.
Look, what would I be complaining about? I would be complaining about somebody saying that, hey, there's this stuff that you did, you know, back then, and I love it, and I dig you because of it. I mean, come on. What kind of monster would I be? You know, I feel like there's only so many ways I can answer some of the same questions that people have about Behind the Mask, because it does encourage some of the same questions. But but so I hate, you know, feeling like I'm just, you know, repeating myself. But I think over the years I've also you know, the dust gets to settle a little bit and you have some perspective, and so things always kind of look different, or at least some version of fresh in your eyes if you get some perspective. And you know, it's a great thing to have some perspective on. It was a fantastic time in my life, and it did amazing things and still does. I mean, I'm some of the people from the film, I'm in a D&D group with them. We're My dungeon master is the guy who wrote the script, David Stevie.
Wow.
That is the most amazing thing I've ever heard.
I figured that was going to perk Kat's ears up a little bit.
Can you imagine what that campaign is like, though?
It's brutal. We've been doing this for 2 years. I kid you not. It's insane. There's no end in sight.
Is it first of all, is it homebrew, and then also is it terrifying?
It's the Curse of Strahd.
Oh,
and
fantastic.
it is
So yes.
it's got some terror to it. But I am an immortal barbarian dwarf, and it also turns out I'm a god. And so I don't know. Danger is kind of my middle name.
That is awesome. I got 2 more questions for you, Nathan, and it's about more current stuff that again, fact checking IMDb. But you do have a project coming out called Crossbow Creek. Would you be able to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, well, my buddy Andy, who lives just down the street from me, actually, this place I moved into not too long ago, who has this script that actually he turned that script into a book, so it's available on Amazon if you want to read. Yeah, so he's this really industrious friend of mine. I've always admired his ability to just make things happen, and he doesn't wait. He just makes them happen. And this is a project of his that it's a trailer that's available. We shot it so that there would be some visual to show for the fundraising. I think it's still in the fundraising process of it, but yeah, it's a film that I look forward to making in full when it crosses that finish line. And in the meantime, I have not really been doing any acting at all outside of my classes. I do pretty much all the acting I could ever wish to do in my acting classes.
Well, there is one other listing, and it's listed under upcoming. And this is something that's been rumored and talked about, and who knows how true any of it's been forever. But there's something listed called B4TM, which is what I would imagine stands for Before the Mask. Is that a real project? Is that something you're working on?
Well, Before the Mask was a sequel project that was launched off of a script that David Stevie wrote for the sequel. And we did a GoFundMe campaign I can't even remember the year, but it didn't meet get over the threshold. We didn't get the money. And so we had this fantastic script just languishing, collecting dust. And we had connections through the community. There's so many fantastic artists in the horror community. Nathan Thomas Milner came on to do a translation of the script into comic book format. So it lives as a 6-issue comic book, that sequel script, which is a great medium for horror anyway.
Yeah.
But there is another sequel script in the works.
Ooh.
There have been sequel rumors sort of swirling around Behind the Mask for a long time.
There have been.
And it sounds like, would you at this point still be interested in coming back to make another one?
You got to understand, I'm a lot grayer than I was. And in fact, I didn't even have gray hairs then, and I had hair. I don't have so much, and what I do have is very gray. It feels like the more time that passes between the original and whatever a sequel would be, it's cool. I think the grayer I get, the more broken down I get, the more it punches up the punchline of a lot of jokes that can get set up, and and slam dunked by just calling the difference between, being a young whippersnapper and being an old man in a young man's game.
Right.
Yeah.
And I have to look for that comic book series. I didn't know that even existed. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it's at, I want to say it's vernonfarmhouse.com, where there's merch and stuff that's they sell that.
Yeah, I did not know. It is vernonsfarmhouse.com. So
cool.
You guys got a purchase coming. I got news for you. I did not know that existed either. And that is awesome.
All right.
Probably 3 purchases.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Hey, all right. Maybe I'll get a piece of this action.
You better, guy. At least 4, because we do have a listener, Chris. He also is a big comic book guy. So yeah.
Ooh, and Will the Thrill. You can't imagine that he wouldn't want a copy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. The thrill will be in. He will thrill it. We know that about.
Yeah. I'm getting chills already imagining the Will thrilling.
Thrill me.
Nathan, thank you so much. That's a good one, right? Nathan, thank you so much for your time today, man. We appreciate you so much. Let everybody know where they can catch you. Any actors out there, you are clearly the guy for them to go to. Let them know where they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, you can hit me on Instagram, Facebook. It's just me, my name. But you can get the information about my, it's called Breakthrough Acting. And it's about, the next level. It's not just mediocre aspirations. It's about breaking through. So if you're serious, I'm serious about talking to you.
Thank you so much for your time today, sir. We appreciate you. Hopefully we can do it again in the future.
Right on. And thanks again for your interest in having me on, and wish you all the best.
You too. Thank you. Have a great rest of your night.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Thanks.
Dope ass discussion with Nathan.
Yeah, I will say one thing. I do regret not asking him about his ass.
Why would you ask him about his ass? What was there to ask?
I don't know, but I should have thought of something. Our listeners expect that, you know?
You did it one time. Let's not act like you went on an ass asking spree.
I gotta start thinking up more ass related questions to ask these guests.
I don't think you do. No. But yeah, that you brought up a good point, Rob, afterwards that
I always do, yeah.
That's not true. Actually, during you were like, dude, this sounds like fucking just like Leslie Vernon.
I know, it's freaking me out a little bit, not gonna lie.
Yeah, like a lot of times, like I've talked to Tony Todd, and there's just other people that we've talked to, and like they're playing a character, they're acting, and there's a lot of exaggeration that goes into the character from who they are. This, not really. Like, this is just fucking Leslie Vernon, Nathan talking throughout the whole movie. It was weird.
And it was like he said in the interview, he just kind of had to say the lines. And I feel like that was exemplified by the fact that it was like talking to Leslie Vernon.
Yeah. I did a little bit of looking. I didn't do a tremendous amount of looking. Maybe some of our listeners can let us know. I've never seen that alternate ending thing anywhere.
No, I haven't either.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows about that. If that was like some news he dropped, and I find it hard to believe that it was never brought up, but I've just never heard it. And I, love that movie, and I've seen, like, you see a lot about it, and I just never heard that. So that was really cool to hear. And I'm kind of, why don't they release that? Like, why is Scream Factory or something not hit them up for, like, a nice steel book, even though you hate them, Rob, release of that movie?
Scream Factory did release the movie.
Yeah, but they should have had that put in there somehow. I wonder, like, I would be interested to see it if it's filmed and was ready to go.
I don't know what was on it's a collector's edition too. That usually has a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it might have been on there and we just didn't know about it.
It has listed on here under the special features, deleted and extended scenes, but it doesn't say what they are.
All right, but yeah, either way, very fucking interesting to hear that and his thoughts on it and everything else. But we do have our top 5 meta horror movies. This list was we should all have the same number 1, but it makes me mad that I know that we don't.
It makes me a little bit mad too that I know that we don't. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh, God damn it. All right. Well, here we go.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You'll see.
Also, real quick, because I have the 5 movies are non-negotiable that I've chosen, but just before I commit to my order, before I lock in, these are favorites, correct? Like our favorite meta horror movies, that's the word we're using.
Yeah, I think that is what the task was that we came up with to do.
Okay.
But honestly, my list is still like it can go either way, this list.
My list is different, like because I can recognize that some of the ones that I have on here would be higher if it were like a critical best list. It would be the same 5 movies, but the order would be different. But if we're doing favorites,
that's fair. I do have an honorable mention though, and it's Found Footage 3D. I really like that damn movie. I don't know why. And it had a lot of meta aspects in there, which you don't see often with a found footage movie. And I feel like they snuck it in. Rob, you still haven't seen that? I don't know if Kat's seen it also.
No, I saw it.
Oh, you did?
I haven't
What do you
seen
think?
it.
Mm-hmm. It's fine.
Hating ass motherfucker. I like Found Footage 3D a lot. But yeah, that's just an honorable mention for me. But my number 5 is Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Okay.
5.
Brilliant movie.
Yeah. Good spot. Of all time. That's not bad.
Yeah, it was a very good movie. I did not put it on my list. I do love the movie. I didn't feel like it was meta enough.
All right.
Kat, what do you have at number 5?
I'm in kind of the same boat as Rob because it's one of those things. Once Mikey said Tucker and Dale versus Evil, it was like, should that have been on my list? But it's also not what I think of when I think of meta horror. Like I can see it, but it's not one that comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was just so good, though. I struggled with that, too, because it's not very meta, but the idea of it is more meta than it is, which, you know, kind of.
And I did have a couple like that where, like, I thought about them really hard because I thought they were, like, really great movies, but I didn't know if they were meta enough. I pretty much chose more or less the first 5 movies that came to mind when I thought meta horror. Because they were all the most meta to me. And speaking of which, my number 5 is One Cut of the Dead.
Oh, that's a good pick. Yeah, I didn't even think of that one. That is a really good pick. And I kind of put my list together in the same way, Kat. I just sort of thought of the first 5 movies and then I sort of put them in an order. But yeah, One Cut of the Dead didn't come to mind. But yeah, that's a really good pick. It's a good movie. My number 5 is Scream.
Are you fucking dicking me? 5?
Rob, you just saved my ass.
I assure you I'm not dicking you.
Are you, did you read this list in the wrong direction? 5?
Yes, it's number 5. I think Scream is the one movie that everyone points to and talks about it as meta horror. I don't think it's very meta. I think it's self-referential. I do recognize that the story takes place in a world where horror movies exist and they talk about them, but as far as the actual sort of meta-ness of the movie, I don't think there's a lot there.
Mikey, I just want it on the record that as long as I have Scream somewhere on my list, you now can't be mad at me.
That's not true. That's not true. Rob, I 5, dude. 5. There are 4 better horror movies to you than Scream. Meta horror movies than Scream.
Yes, and if you think you're mad now, wait till you hear what they are.
Son of a bitch, there's no fucking way. You really, really, really are being so unfair to that movie just because people mention it a lot. There's a reason people mention it a lot. It's really fucking good. God damn you.
I know, it's number 5 all time.
I'm so mad right now. Number 4 for me. That's why you wanted to go last, you son of a bitch. All right, number 5. I knew something was up.
No, actually, I was kind of hoping Kat also had it at 5 to take the heat off.
You wow.
I was hiding behind Kat trying to use her as a human shield.
Wow, you used Kat as a meat shield, you son of a bitch.
I tried. She didn't go for it.
I wish I
Wow.
thought of that though. 'Cause
What a coward. I can't believe that. Goddamn, Rob. Appreciate the honesty of it. I'm not going to lie. You could have came up with anything, but wow.
She's not a very good friend to me anyway, so.
wow, that makes me feel something better about something that's coming up on my list.
Number 4 for me, Funny Games. It wasn't in there a huge amount, but I feel like how they used the whole meta aspect, looking at the camera, all that stuff, it was, you know, especially the end too, like it was so big that it counts a lot more, if that makes any sense. And plus it's a really good movie. So the original Funny Games is number 4 favorite meta horror movies of all time for me.
I dozed off. What were we talking about?
I
Wow.
hate you.
Well, you're about to be mad at me, I think, Rob, is where we left off. And again, if we were doing critical best, my order would have been different, but we weren't. We're doing favorites. My number 4 is Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon.
All right.
Number 4?
I'm not mad at it.
Number 4, yeah. Critically, it would have been higher, but just in terms of favorites, things that really wowed me, things that I rewatch a lot, it didn't rank as highly.
All right.
Will's gonna be mad at you.
Yeah, Will's gonna be mad. Let's see.
Will's
Look out
already
for him.
mad.
And he's already fleeing town. He don't mind taking out another person before he goes.
Yeah, I see a meme in Cat's imminent future.
There's a duel on the horizon.
Wait till he hears what I put
Yeah.
up.
And all of that makes sense if you subscribe to our Patreon for just 75 cents a week. You can understand what I'm talking about.
Hell of a deal.
Where we at?
Wait. For legal implications, you can't understand what Rob is talking about for 75 cents a week.
Where are we at? Number 4?
Number 4.
Number 4 on my list is Rubber.
Robert fucking
God damn it,
Humphrey.
Rob.
Are you shitting me right now?
What? Rubber's meta as fuck, dude.
It is a meta horror movie. I think the anchor comes from the fact that you put it above Scream.
Rob.
It's a work of art. It was hard to find 3 movies that I like more than Rubber.
When are you going to take anything we do seriously? Like, even just once. Like, there is no fucking way that you think that Rubber is a better movie than Scream in any way.
It's a better meta horror movie than Scream.
No, it's not.
I think it is. There's an actual audience in the movie watching a movie.
I am so mad at you right now. I don't even know really the words to come up with to describe how mad I am at you. I can't believe you did this to me. Of all the this has been years worth of battles over this goddamn movie between me and you. Years. And you're gonna put it above Scream. Okay.
Just one spot.
Mm-hmm. They're not on the same they're not in the same atmosphere, in the same universe. And you're okay. All right. I see how it is. Okay. You're gonna pay for this one. I don't know how. I don't know when. One
I
day.
didn't even do anything. I just made a
You know what you
list.
did. You know what you did. There's no way you really believe that. In my head, there's no way.
I do. Rubber is a better meta horror movie than Scream. Scream is
More-
not that meta. It's just not.
I hate to play devil's advocate here. Rubber is more meta than Scream. I don't agree with what you did, but that's a very hard argument to fight because it is more of a meta. It's more meta.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're not rating the meta. I mean, there's involvement of how good the damn movies are here somewhere.
There is, but as a meta horror movie, if we're sitting down to look at what is the meta, like what's the better meta horror movie, Rubber is a better meta horror movie than Scream.
Rubber is not better than Scream at any fucking thing. The dudes who set up the props and the lighting took better shits when they're working on Scream than Rubber. Like there's just
Scream
nothing.
does not
that
have a
Rubber's better.
tire.
Oh, my number 3. My number 3. You one day, Rob. You're gonna pay for that one.
I think we have to start ranking things in tires now.
That's right.
Apparently. Number 3 for me is, and this was, I fought hard within myself to get this to number 2, but I just couldn't do it. And, you know, everybody will understand what's ahead of it. But my number 3 is Behind the Mask of Rise of Leslie Vernon. We just talked about it with Nathan and praised the movie. I always praise this movie. I really like this movie. And it was like, it did something I'm sure it's happened before in movies, but this is the most popular movie to do it, where they're literally pointing to movies and like showing you how a killer does his thing, and all these tropes are being brought to life and planning and all that shit. It was brilliant. And, everybody did it's an incredible movie. And I tried real hard to get it to number 2, but going by our conversation with Nathan, I don't even think he'd be mad at it being number 3. So there it is, number 3.
My number 3 is Scream.
Can't.
Here's the thing: is that the two movies, and I'm sure you know where this is going.
Yeah, I know what one of them. Yeah.
The two movies that are above this are more meta, and I think at least one of them is a better horror movie.
But it's 3.
Yeah.
Ooh, she got rubbers so high.
Shut up. you shut up right now. I'm still mad at you. God damn it. All right, fine. You both gotta go. You gotta sleep with yourselves tonight, not me. So,
all right. Ready for my number 3?
No.
My number 3 is The Final Girls.
That makes me really nervous, just because Final Girls was one of my honorable mentions. So I'm not mad at the pick necessarily, but I am running I'm worried that you're running out of slots, Rob.
I'm sure he's not.
I feel like I know what both of them are, but I have to get it 2 for 2, and you're a wild card. We might be about to fight.
I think I know what you're getting at, and we'll see, Kat.
I might also have to fight Rob.
Final Girls is an amazing movie. And it doesn't get, I don't know that movies get more meta than Final Girls, and it's a really great, fun movie.
Above Scream.
It's better. I would watch Final Girls before I would watch Scream.
You're out of your...
It's a better movie, I think.
Rob out here trying to get stabbed, man. He's literally trying to get me to come to stab him. Okay. All right. We're never doing this again, like anything like it. Like, I think we should just ban rankings from the show. Like, this one really pissed me off. But...
That's going to be tough with Murder by Numbers right around the corner.
Murder by Numbers is like around the corner.
Sure the fuck is. All right. Number 2 for me, and I mean, this kind of spoils my number 1 if it wasn't spoiled already, but my number 2 is New Nightmare.
Okay.
Great movie. Is it? Greg says it's the worst. Right? Yes. Like it's horrible. Yeah, I don't understand that. It's a great movie. They gave a new take on Freddy Krueger. And honestly, I think it was so good that somehow, some way, not sure how, they could have even, like, it was so good it could have had a sequel, like, to that idea of that new, like, it kind of gave a whole new life to Freddy. And a franchise that was suffering badly. And I think it's the take they had on Freddy and making him real again, because he kind of had that take from the beginning when you first meet Freddy. You're like, holy shit, I dream. What if this happens to me? And they kind of took that one step further, and I love it, man. So New Nightmare number 2.
All right, that's fair. My number 2 is Funny Games.
Oh,
God damn.
You put that above Scream, Kat.
Yeah, I can't fucking believe that. Wow.
I did put it right above Scream. And here's the reason, because they were really close for me. Scream is a lot more, these are opposite ends of the meta spectrum, where one was able to be meta while also being a very terrifying experience with what I felt was some good social commentary about horror fans. The other one being endlessly rewatchable, very fun, very quotable. I had a really tough time deciding what order to put these in. Because these are two of the most impressive meta experiences I've had. Ultimately, I decided that Funny Games is more meta. I kind of had the same idea as Rob, where Scream is a little bit more self-referential than straight meta. Whereas Funny Games has that like intense fourth wall break that I just found really impressive. I also had to put into perspective like how old I was when I saw both of these movies for the first time, because when I saw Scream for the first time, I was a kid, and it did not take a whole lot to impress me. You know, I was like, this is the most meta wild thing I've ever seen in my entire life. They know that horror movies exist. Whereas like when I saw Funny Games, I was already pretty desensitized, and it was like nothing in this weird little egg movie is going to surprise me. And then, you know, he picks up that remote and surprised me. And so yeah, Funny Games, I think is a better meta horror movie than Scream.
She was a kid when she saw Scream, Mikey, as opposed to now.
Go ahead, Rob. What's on this fucking atrocity that you call a list for you next?
I don't know. What fucking number are we at?
2.
Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon is number 2.
All right.
Rob?
Cat?
I feel like we're about to throw hands.
We might be.
I can't tell. I thought you both were going to do me dirty. But I don't know. We'll see.
No, I feel like I'm getting double crossed here right at the end. Because I noticed there are 2 very big meta horror movies that have not been on Rob's list. And I have a feeling I know which one of them he chose for his number 1.
Yeah, the thing is, one of them had to be left off to make room for Rubber.
God damn it, Rob.
You are something. Wait, hold on. So the first one to go was Rubber, but it's above Scream. Make it make sense to me. Please. Please. God damn you.
Mainly because I can make that statement and irritate both you and Kat at the same time.
You're a spiteful son of a bitch is what you are. That doesn't even make sense. Like, I got to fit something in here, but 4's got to go first. Are you kidding me?
Without saying it, I believe that I know the movie that Kat is talking about, and she is going to be disappointed. And
I'm going to be mad.
I would have had to remove Scream from my list in order to put it there.
Rob's out here trying to get stabbed.
Yeah, he is. Yes. You knew I wasn't going to do it. You're not mad about that. You're probably annoyed, maybe, but it wasn't no shocker. Rob has no business. Out of 5 spots,
It's so
Rob.
funny because the 3 of us at this point all know what the other 2's top movie is, but the listeners are like, "What the fuck are they fighting about?"
Some of them.
Also, what's very funny is when we started this, Mikey said we should all have the same number 1, and none of us are gonna.
No.
No.
And that was the thing, because I knew it was like, you're too much of a wild card. I didn't think you would leave the correct answer off of the list entirely.
Kat, if it's only on your list, I don't know if it's the correct answer.
Kat, I do feel like, in all honesty, it's not meta enough for my list.
God damn it. Rob, we're going to talk about this. Mikey, would you like to announce formally your number 1?
Yeah, everybody's going to be shocked, but it's Scream. I mean, yeah, did it look at the camera and say anything or anything like that? No, but what they did was still a style of meta. Like what they were doing was never done on a big stage in a horror movie before, like ever, period. On a big stage when?
We'll get to it in a moment. Go ahead. Keep talking.
God damn it.
I stand by that. It was never done in the way they did it. They literally called out movies by name and, referenced it, mocked it, took shots at it even. Like they really did a lot with that. And they played it into a story that lives on till today. So Scream, number 1, great movie, most meta horror movie of all time. Can't believe Rob put it 5th.
All right.
Well, not the most the best meta horror movie of all time is what I.
In either case, you're wrong, because my number 1 it is the best and most meta horror movie of all time. The correct answer, all of you, is The Cabin in the Woods. When I was talking about Scream and Funny Games being like opposite sides of that spectrum, where they meet is The Cabin in the Woods. It has the social commentary with the horror fans being treated with like the same they're watching the show as the elder gods. It went through the different chronology of how horror as a genre has evolved through time in different cultures, by treating all of the horror tropes as like necessary steps in a ritualistic sacrifice. It was very clever. It was very smart. It wasn't in your face like Funny Games was with its meta horror, but it neither did it slip into full self-referential, because they never pulled the like, they never had like a horror movie expert in there having to narrate the commentary. They just let it be a love letter to the genre for horror fans, and it's also endlessly rewatchable. Like, it's fun. It's got the commentary. This is the most meta horror movie of all time and the best.
I disagree strongly.
And I'm ashamed of both of you.
I disagree strongly.
I'm actually not disappointed in Mikey, because I knew that this wasn't, well, like, we're doing favorites and he hates this movie. I knew this wasn't going to be on his list, but you, Rob.
Well, I am astonished that both of you got this wrong. Because the correct answer is Wes Craven's A New Nightmare.
I did too.
It is, yeah. You picked the worst Wes Craven meta movie as your number one.
Not true.
This is the way that you make a meta horror film. I mean, I don't know that anybody will ever do it better. Not only is it super meta, where to the point to where you've got Robert Englund playing both Freddy and Robert Englund, it's a really fucking good movie. I didn't put Cabin in the Woods on my list because I wasn't sure that it was meta enough, Kat. It's a very good movie. But I don't feel like it's quite meta enough. You know, I mean, it's not more meta than say a Rubber.
It is, though. It really is.
So no, the correct answer is clearly Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I don't know what the hell you guys are thinking.
I mean, I had a number 2.
Yeah, but you screwed it up by picking the other Wes Craven movie as number 1. The one that, by the way, isn't really meta at all.
It's meta as fuck, man. What do you mean?
It's just not.
The style they pick. This is a new movie and a new franchise too. Like, it's
right,
not,
and by the way, when you say they did it on a big stage, there's no bigger stage than the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, as opposed to a brand new movie that nobody even knew what the fuck it was.
Yeah, but it was Wes Craven, so it kind of was a big deal. And let's be honest, man.
Yeah, New Nightmare is also Wes Craven.
Yes, but New Nightmare is in a franchise following movies like Freddy's Dead, and
it's still an established franchise.
It is.
Scream was not an established franchise when it came out. It was the first movie in what became a franchise, but it wasn't. Nobody knew what it wasn't a huge gamble to try something different in Scream because nobody knew what the fuck Scream was.
Yeah, but dude, the box office for New Nightmare was under 20 million. It was a dying franchise at that time.
It's still a bigger stage.
I don't think it was a bigger stage than Scream. I mean,
you're thinking of what Scream is now, and I would be inclined to agree with you if that were the case. But when they made that movie, Scream was just another horror movie. Nobody knew what the fuck it was. We all thought Drew Barrymore was the star.
Right, but a week after it released, when it was still in theaters, it was a main stage very quickly.
It was then, but you're saying they did it on a main stage when they didn't do it on a main stage. Not at all, Mikey. It became a main stage, but they didn't do shit on a main stage.
Yes, they did, dude. It was Wes Craven making a new horror movie, and it had $15 million. That's a main stage. Everyone knew it was going to be good. It's not. Wes
that
Craven.
Is not a bigger stage than Wes Craven making a new Freddy Krueger movie.
I think it is. At that point, I think it is.
It didn't matter at that point because Wes Craven was coming back to the franchise. That's a huge stage, man.
It was. I'm not taking away from it that much, but I just think Wes Craven making his own horror franchise again is a big deal too, man. And then it was good.
You were
Holy
a kid.
Shit.
You said you were a kid when it came out. And I'm telling you, nobody gave a fuck about Scream until 2 weeks after it came out and people started hearing how good it was. It was not what it is now.
No, it wasn't.
It was a new movie and nobody knew what the fuck it was.
But it was still Wes Craven with $15 million, dude.
But that's not a big stage, though. That's my point.
That's a pretty big stage. That's a big deal. If fucking anytime what's his name that did Halloween, Gordon Green, when they make a new movie, it's a big deal, man. Like, oh shit, what's he gonna do?
Because they take on established franchises. When they make a new movie, it's a new Halloween movie or a new Exorcist movie. They're not making original horror movies.
But if he does, it'd be a big deal.
Not anymore, wouldn't. He can't even make the next Exorcist movie.
I'm just saying. I love Nightmare on Elm Street. Everybody knows that, but it was on a big decline then. You got to admit that.
Oh, it was on a huge decline. Coming off Freddy's Dead, yeah.
Yeah, and before that too. I mean, it was on a roll of bad movies.
But it's still a bigger stage than something you've never heard of.
I don't know, man. I remember my mom was a big horror fan, and my grandmother as well. And I remember them saying, "Oh, Scream! Oh, I can't wait! This Nightmare on Elm Street and all that shit." And even I was like, "Oh, I like Freddy."
Right? They were excited about it because it was from the guy who made A Nightmare on Elm Street, which was a much bigger stage.
Because of the earlier movies, not because New Nightmare was great, but that didn't cement the legacy of the franchise, though. Is all I'm saying.
No, you're right about that, but I still think, as far as the stage, it's much riskier to take a chance with another Freddy Krueger movie than it is with something that's wholly original.
So you're going to talk about taking a chance with a franchise that had Roseanne fucking Barr in it, huh?
I mean, yeah, that's part of the reason why the movie opened or did so poorly at the box office. Nobody was going to see him anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, everyone was like, okay, Nightmare, all right. Was they going to have Roseanne in it again? Like, what are they going to do?
All right, well, listen, we're just going to go around and around.
Yeah,
and it doesn't matter because you guys are both wrong. It was
Jesus.
The Cabin in the Woods. So.
Kat, I can't even talk to you. Did you even have New Nightmare on your list?
No.
Good Lord.
But I do want to just clarify a quick point in this debate. A New Nightmare is more meta than Scream. I just don't like it as much as a movie. So it didn't make my personal favorite.
I mean, I would have to take a look at the list, but I think it's a better movie too.
Than what?
Well, I disagree with that. Than Scream.
Than Scream? No.
Hold on. I gotta pull up the list.
He's referring to that fucking list again, Mikey.
I hate that. I hate this list more than that list, though. I'm not gonna lie. There's only fucking 5 on it. It's kind of incredible.
It's amazing that he managed to irritate you that much in 5 movies.
5 movies. We don't need it's higher. You had Scream ridiculously low. No. And Nightmare's New Nightmare's your favorite Nightmare movie of the franchise, which is
I was mad about how low New Nightmare was, though, once I realized that it was his favorite.
New Nightmare is number 48.
God
damn it. Yeah, because he quit having Nightmare on Elm Street at 48.
And where was Scream again on that fucking thing?
I'm trying to find it. Hold on. Letterboxd doesn't make this
Look lower.
61.
Jesus Christ, man.
So see, New Nightmare, better movie.
That list is worse than Greg.
61. That's where I topped out on Scream films too.
Can we nominate Rob for a Greg Award this year?
I think you should win it. You're the 2 Robs are neck and neck, honestly, for everything you've done this year. Honestly,
I was gonna say we might have to rename it to the Rob Award after this year.
I don't know. Will got it last year. But yeah, other Rob, he's real close to locking it in already.
All right, so that was a lot more painful than I thought it would be. I thought of Cabin in the Woods, but for some reason, like I've been so busy, I didn't even think about me having to hear this movie again for whatever reason. So yeah, always good for me to talk about Cabin in the Woods. It always goes so well.
Yeah. What about Rubber? You guys neither one of you put Rubber on your list.
Nope. But I will say it is more meta than Scream or whatever. It's one of the most meta movies on this list. There was just a quality barrier there.
You need to rewatch it, Kat.
I'm so afraid to rewatch it. It's a lose-lose situation for me because in a best case scenario, I've been wrong about Rubber and I have to switch sides. I'm not going to be able to save face, and then I have to be a Rubber fan. Or the more likely scenario, I just have to watch Rubber again. Like it's as bad as I remember, and that's going to hurt.
Come over to the right side of history. That's all I'm saying.
Amber did that, and it broke my heart. She used to talk shit about Rubber with me until the end of time, and the end of time came, and she's like, "Oh, I'll never forget too. I was sitting there looking. Someone, probably Rob, brought up Rubber, and I didn't. My notifications were going a little bonkers, so I didn't see everything. And I'm scrolling through, and I'm like, I passed Amber's tweet, and I was skimming stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, is she talking nice about this fucking movie all of a sudden? Sure as shit. I had to read it like 4 times. I couldn't believe it. And then I had to scroll back and read everything else nice she was saying about it. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? But I just want to point out, my list is the only one that every single one is on one of your lists. I just want to point that out.
That's true. It's the order that we're concerned about, Mikey.
And your lack of imagination. Think outside the box a little bit.
My movies are correct in one way or another. They're there somewhere on everybody's list.
Yeah, think outside the box, Mikey.
Yeah.
Have One Cut of the Dead and Rubber on your list.
And Final Girls. I can't believe nobody else had Final Girls.
I can't believe you like Final Girls more than Cabin in the Woods. I
don't think it's not that I like it more than Cabin in the Woods. I just don't think Cabin in the Woods is super meta. I'm the only one who picked a meta horror movie as my number one.
This is bullshit. All right. Yeah, that was a lot more of a war.
And we
than
didn't
I thought
all
it was
have.
gonna be.
Wait. Did who had Tucker and Dale on their list besides you?
Oh, I thought you did. You didn't. Oh, you didn't
No.
have it. Oh,
No.
okay. All right. But no one's going to argue with Tucker and Dale, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't find it super meta.
All right, but still, no one's mad at Tucker and Dale on this list.
Great movie though.
Good
Yeah.
movie.
All right. Yeah, that was much more of a war than I thought it was going to be. But
I
let
don't
us.
know why you ever expect us to do anything on this show that's not a war.
We can't have shit. Yeah, I should have known we can't have shit. But patreon.com/radio again. Go check out tiers starting as low as $3 a month. What is it, Rob? 75 cents a week?
75 cents a week, and you can feed a podcaster.
Hell of a deal. There is a 1 week free trial, extra show every week, Easter egg content, all that stuff. Check it out there. Support the show. Thank you again to Agatha for joining the Patreon. I can't get to my Aggie button very quickly. It's like buried in there. And everyone else who supports the show, you guys mean the world to us. We appreciate you. The more support we get, the more we can do. Also follow us on Twitter @SlasherRadio. Follow us on YouTube @SlasherRadio. Next week, our interview with Matthew Cote from Behavior will be dropping. Dungeons and Dragons is what's going to be added for their anniversary, it seems. The word around the town is that it's Vecna. We don't know, but it's going to be very interesting to see their live stream. By the time this comes out, has happened already. So if you haven't seen that, you can watch the VOD of it. And you can also go to our YouTube and check out our conversation with Matthew Cote regarding it.
Wait, is Vecna a Dungeons and Dragons thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it? All right. I just know it from Stranger Things.
So is the Demogorgon too, right, Kat?
Yes.
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
Why isn't Stranger Things just called Dungeons and Dragons then?
Well, because they changed too much stuff to be able to call it Dungeons and Dragons, I think.
All right.
People are also pissed about that with Vecna, man. Like, I don't understand. People have been wanting Vecna in Dead by Daylight for so fucking long, and they finally get it, and they're still mad because it's not Stranger Things. Like, dude, it's fucking Vecna. What are you mad about? You're getting it.
And that's the thing, because I said that this was going to happen. I've been calling this for a long time. I did think it was going to be the Demogorgon and not Vecna, but I knew it was only going to take like one main franchise to do a collab with Dungeons and Dragons and get the actual rights, and then like people were gonna explode. And I called that like season 1 of Stranger Things. I was like, mark my words, and here we are.
Yeah, and I just don't get it, dude. Like, it doesn't have a Stranger Things sticker on it, but it has a fucking Dungeons and Dragons. What does it matter?
And then everyone was well, because that's That's what I was saying. Like when Stranger Things changed stuff so much, which makes sense because, Wizards of the Coast isn't like one of the most litigious brands, but they do, like, if they see money in something, they'll go after it. So obviously they had to change like creature designs and stuff for Stranger Things, but then you run the danger when you advertise it to Dungeons and Dragons fans because you're changing these creatures, and you run the danger with Stranger Things fans if D&D ever wants to collab with something big like Dead by Daylight. And here we are where it's like we're seeing the actual like Vecna from Dungeons and Dragons, which honestly I was not as popular, I think, as the Demogorgon in terms of like Dungeons and Dragons players. So now Dead by Daylight's kind of straddling that line of like, who do they appeal to? They got the Vecna rights, and people are going to expect it to look like the Stranger Things Vecna, and that's not what they're going to get,
Yeah, but I it's just weird that people are mad. Like, you're getting source material. Like, yeah, it's not in the outfit or whatever the fuck you want, but dude, like, you could do more with it this way. And I don't understand. Gaming fans are the most impossible motherfuckers next to wrestling fans.
Oh god.
They're the most. Yeah, but gaming fans are right up there.
And Scream fans.
Shut up. How dare you? You're still in trouble. What do you mean?
All I know about Dead by Daylight is new Nick Cage stuff.
Yeah, that's coming out. That's already out by the time this drops on the 14th.
Yeah.
So, yeah, a lot of shit happening. And check out our friends over at Behavior. I think I said everything. You can check me out at Mikey's Dead on Twitter if you would like. You can also check out the show that I do with Little Miss Huge Clown Penis.
Huge Clown Penis.
Called Cult FM. It's all about horror movies and horror games. You can listen to it wherever you listen to Slasher Radio. We have not yet recorded the Ring episode, but we're right there. And I watched it already.
You guys have 1 week. You have 7 days to make sure that Mikey regrets this.
Yeah. I mean, look, listeners, look. Patrons specifically, because they're the ones who control what our Patreon pick at the end of the month. And the danger of me talking about the fucking Ring twice in a row, or twice in general. Please, first of all, please don't make me do that. That's first. Secondly, look at all the shit you guys are getting some pretty cool shit around here lately. So be a little generous with me because I've been very busy. So now it's not like it's undeniable that I am busy. The movie was watched, the notes were taken, we're ready to go, and we even have a game in mind. Like, everything's ready to go. Cult FM, listen to it wherever you listen to Slasher Radio. The Ring is coming. God fucking damn, I can't wait for it to be over. That movie sucked. God damn. All right. Rob, what about you?
I'm on Twitter at RadioRob123, and you can listen to the other show that I do with Kat, the Nick fucking Woo Cagecast. That's Nick effing Woo Cagecast in your podcast player. We had some hiccups this past week, so we have yet to record our National Treasure episode, but by the time this is out, it should be out because podcasting time is weird.
And if the patrons want to make Mikey watch National Treasure, even though he's banned from the podcast, we will also cover that on Slasher Radio.
Yes.
Can't make me watch that. It's not a horror movie.
We're professionals. We would cover it twice.
Make them watch The Ring on the Nick effing Woo Cagecast. Can you guys got anything like that?
Nope.
God damn it. Kat, what about you?
You can find me on Twitter at cat_velour, VOLEUR. You can check out my website, catvelour.com, which should be new and fancy by the 14th, hopefully. And yeah.
Nice. All right, guys. Next week, we don't know what the regular episode will be. We will have the bonus episode out. Matthew Cote, good night from Slasher Radio.
All the best of Slasher Radio podcast.